Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Eldercare Academy. I am Adrienne Ostris. I am the Director of Digital Marketing at Eldercare. And so I am so excited about today's topic because we get to talk about marketing. So you will definitely hear the passion and excitement in my voice extra this morning. So as always, we want this to be a conversation. Don't make me feel like I'm talking to myself. So if you're on Zoom, which I see you. I see Gwen, Jill, George, Chris is in the house, Neil. We even have Neil in the house, Tony. Welcome. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on live with me this morning. Please find the Q&A box. Tell me good morning. Tell me, do you even know what I'm about to talk about? Have you ever used Turning 65 data? Tell me where you're watching from. Are you a new agent, experienced agent? Give me some feedback this morning so we can get going. And then if you are watching on our Facebook Live, which hopefully it's working, it has been having some issues lately. You can just comment on there and I will be able to see your comments as well. If you have any questions during this presentation, please ask them. I mean, this is why we do this. We have so many different agents on here. They might not know what questions to be asking. I might have missed a certain tip or topic I've shared with you already, and I should share with everyone else. I see Tony, he's never used it. He's in Louisiana. Jennifer, good morning. Chris from Mississippi. Rodney said he can't see anything. So if you're watching on your phone, Rodney, you might have to swipe your screen to see the screen I'm sharing. Crystal, the web chat is disabled. Yes, it is disabled. So the chat's disabled, but the Q&A is not. So Crystal, you found it. This is where you'll communicate with me. And we just do that because these are public, to protect everyone that way. So thank you everyone for chiming in. Now I know everything is working smoothly. This will be recorded. So if you need to go back and listen again, you can always find that on our YouTube channel. So I highly recommend you subscribe to Eldercare's YouTube, which is Eldercare Broker. And all of our recordings are there for you to check out at any time. And those are public as well. So no login and password needed for our training. We want to help everybody in this industry, whether you're with us or not, right? Elizabeth has not used it. Okay. From Mississippi as well. Neil, Adrian is awesome. Thank you, Neil. You're awesome too. Takes awesome to know awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today's going to be a little bit different than our normal one. So I decided to just go to our website this morning. So if you are looking at the screen, this is the Eldercare Broker website, which is eldercarebroker.com. This is where all of our agents go to log into our portal. So Eldercare does offer our own agent portal. And this is kind of where agents mostly use it for their appointment information. So they have access to see what all they're contracted with us, their state appointments, their commission levels, their writing numbers for every carrier, every product with us. They have complete access to that. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I want to make sure everyone, if you're new to us, you know our website is eldercarebroker.com. So you'll notice there is a window sliding and there's all kinds of features in here that you can get more information on. But today we're focusing on the no cost Turning 65 data. And so if you ever need to go back to this blog, you can come to our website and you can click this image right here. And then again, it's open to the public. You can access this anytime. Eldercare originally built this tool. So you'll hear some people in our office talk about this and they're excited about it because we are the ones who originally built this. I wasn't around when it was originally built, but I do help maintain it. So I know a lot about it, which is why I'm talking about it. But we take great pride in creating something for our agents like this. And this is something that if you are with us or with any integrity partner, you have access to. Okay, so just think about that. If you're not working with Eldercare, if you're not in that integrity family yet, might be something to think about so you can get access to this tool. I mean, obviously, you get access to so many other tools, but this is just another one that you would have access to. Carl and Jackie from Branson have not used it either. Good to know. I got some newbies in here. So when you get to this blog, it's going to kind of talk about it. It's going to let you know that it is a Turning 65 locator tool. So this is kind of what we're calling it, and it's not to be confused with another app that is similar to ours. If you do go to the App Store, our tool is not on there, okay? You cannot get this on the App Store. This is something that I will send you a private link to because you do have to be within that integrity family to get access to it. So I'll confirm that and then I'll send you the link to access it. But if you do go to the App Store and you see a locator tool, just know that that is not ours. The one in the App Store does charge. So that's kind of one red flag to know that it's not ours because we do not charge for this tool. Oh, this is Heather, not Neil. Okay. Very good to know. And you haven't used it. Okay. So this tool was originally built to help agents find people turning 65 around them. Obviously, the industry has changed so much since we built this, right? When we built this, Medicare Advantage wasn't really a thing. So we've kind of had to pivot with what we do with this data, but it's still beneficial to you to have access to and to use and to create, more opportunity to get in front of people. So the locator tool, what it does is, well, here, let me follow the blog. Let me not jump ahead of myself, okay? So this is basically data that we have purchased, okay? We have purchased Turning 65 data and we purchase it for the entire US, okay? So this isn't just just your location. You would be able to see Turning 65 data in multiple states, okay? And I know we say the word leads on here, but I don't want you to get confused and think, these are true leads. Like these are not folks that have reached out and are interested in anything. All this is data. So I kind of, when I say it now, it's Turning 65 data. And then it's up to you, the agent, to turn it into a lead. Okay. And okay, so here we go. T65 locator versus paid list. So again, our tool is free. List can definitely cost hundreds of dollars. And this is just another way to help save you on your marketing funds some. We do have additional vendors where you can purchase data. We do have a special within Integrity that you can purchase 1,000 names and numbers for $50, and you get to pick the demographics. So it doesn't have to be Turning 65. It could be, folks for final expense. It could be folks for ACA. It could be folks older than 65, right? You're trying to get them a cheaper med sup rate. There's all kinds of ways to get creative in the tools that we offer. So if you are interested in that other resource of purchasing your own data, just let me know and I can send you that form, okay? But back to the free data, right? Everyone loves free. This is something, we purchase annually. I kind of want to put that out here because I get that question a lot. So we try to keep the data as accurate as possible. A lot of things can happen, within a year. So people can move, they might pass away, they might, get married, change their last name. There's so many things that could change. So we only purchase it a year at a time. And we do find when you are marketing the data that 7 to 9 month out of Turning 65 is that sweet spot. So if you're taking notes, I'm giving you all sorts of tips. Okay. So again, it's free and it's not just zip codes, right? It's the name and address with the zip code. The data on here does not have phone number. Okay. We don't provide phone number anymore. You can't cold call for Medicare sales, and you can't door knock for Medicare sales anymore. So I want to put that plug in there. That's our stance, right? No cold calling, no door knocking for Medicare products. Um, but then again, it's not just a zip code, right? This is going to give you that visual so you can see on my screen what this map looks like. So you can do it for final expense too. You can door knock for final expense. Just, don't mention Medicare. Okay. Because again, that's our stance. You cannot door knock for Medicare, but you can door knock obviously still for life insurance. So if you wanted to grow that part of your business and use this tool just for final expense, you absolutely can. And so this map, this is what it looks like on a computer, right? You're this little blue dot right here, and all these little red dots are people turning 65 around you. So this is, again, giving you that visualization of where people are turning 65. It lets you know, like maybe when you're dragging that little blue dot, because that's you, right? It works off your location. So when you first access this tool, you do have to allow your location sharing, and then it's going to pinpoint where you are exactly. And then you can drag and drop that blue dot anywhere in the US. So you can just move it to the next neighborhood. You can just move it all around the city to see, if there are people turning 65. This is kind of maybe how you can, well, I'm not going to jump into how you use the data yet. Still talking about the technical part. And then when you click on each red dot, it's going to give you their name, it's going to give you their address, their zip. It's going to tell you how many months out until they're turning 65. And then it's even going to give you a little preview of a med sub quote as well. It's really, really cool. So this tool was originally built to use on your mobile device. Okay. So again, it's not a mobile app in the App Store. It is technically a website, and it was built for your mobile device. So if you are using, an Apple phone, you're going to want to access this website on Safari, and then you're going to want to save that website to your home screen. That way it looks like an application. And I spend a lot of my time helping agents do this. So if you need help getting access, saving it to the home screen, I am more than happy to walk you through those steps. And so if you're using like an Android, you would use like that default browser to save it to the home screen as well. And then, but you can still access it on a desktop computer. Sometimes the location just isn't as accurate. So you might have to drag that blue pen where you're trying to get to if you're using the desktop computer. Any questions on any of that? I'm going to leave it open. Donna, I see you on the Facebook group. If you want to see it on your laptop, you would just go to Facebook on your laptop and go to the Facebook group or go to the Zoom, whichever one you want, Donna. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're going to get into, you have access to the data. Now how do I use this data, right? Like, how do I turn this data into a potential client or a client? Yes. So Rob, when you are in this, when you are viewing the map, you can only see like 20 to 25 people at a time. That was just a new feature that the development team did because they were having some issues. There was some sort of issue happening, so they had to minimize that, I guess, for everybody to utilize it. Tony, you would not log into Integrity Connect to access it. No, you would have a separate login for this website. And again, I will send, if you qualify for access, I will send you this link to access it, okay? But it is not an Integrity Connect. And then if you are within the elder care family, if you're partnered or have contracts with elder care, there's some additional features that you might have access to with some turning 65 data. So if you're interested in that, again, talk to one of us here at Eldercare. I mean, you got to remember all the things you have access to. You can always call us and be like, what was Adrian talking about? I need this, and we can help you. Okay, so now we're going to move into utilizing the turning 65 data. So in this blog, I talk about, you know, personalized mailings is, of course, the first one. It is an excellent tool to use for postcards, mailers with a personal touch, instead of sending out generic mass mailing, which is kind of getting less and less return. You can get more granular with a name or even some helpful information about enrollment periods based on that person's birthday. So if you know when they're turning 65, right, you have this knowledge, so you can make it even more detailed and say, I see you're going to hit your initial election period, this month, and, I'm here to help. I'm a local insurance agent. You can handwrite these cards. You can, create a generic one. If you are doing personalized mailings, I highly recommend that you put your headshot on there, your logo on there. Make sure you tell them that you're local. You need to, if you're doing an actual letter, folding up and putting in an envelope, loosely stuff in some business cards or a magnet. When someone feels something, they're more likely to open that mailer. One idea is to send birthday cards. So you can absolutely do that. And if you're ever needing, help creating materials to send out, Sarah and I here at Eldercare can do that for you. Okay, we can definitely create you the files for you to have printed and mailed out. Some ideas for like birthday cards, you can stuff it in like a bright pink envelope. Or a bright blue or bright yellow, like you can make it stand out, right? Be different, stand out. You're marketing yourself, okay? And you can, make it, you can even use a 8.5 by 11 like cardstock paper. You can print these yourself, fold it in half to make it look like a card. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then you could loosely stuff in, those little magnifying glasses or balloons. There was one agent, she would stuff little balloons in her birthday cards, and people were like, what is in this card? And would open it, and it would be like this silly photo of these seniors, uh, blowing out candles and stuff. It was really eye-catching, and she had really good success with that. Or you could do postcards. You can, make it simpler and not have to stuff anything and just make a postcard that stands out. So that is one way to use the data, right? Do personalized mailings. The second way is carrier postcards. So the carriers offer marketing materials as well. Some carriers even offer templates with business reply cards. So if you know of a carrier that is, really popular in that area or will be popular in that area, or has a good chronic, you can use their materials as well. And sometimes, I would recommend doing both. Obviously, hopefully, sorry, I didn't mean to say obviously, but everyone knows it can take 7 to 10 touches before someone actually replies back to you. So if you can do a personalized mailing and then come back and do a carrier one, because some people trust the brand name more, right? They're like, oh, I didn't know you represented that carrier. I like them. I was interested in them. And then that might be what triggers them to reach out to you. And some of the carriers have really, really great pieces. And it doesn't even have to be for a Medicare product. It can be for their ancillary. There's some carriers now that have really great, cancer, heart attack, stroke, life postcards that stand out that you can be mailing to, because you never know what situation someone's in or what they might need. So it's your responsibility to let them know, hey, I'm your neighbor. Hey, I offer these things. And then even some carriers, we had one last week. They said they would pay for the printing and everything. All you had to do was pay the postage, and they would do everything for you. So take advantage of all of that. With this data. And then also, this is a great way to know where to expand your footprint. So, another great way to grow your business is get licensed in more states and expand your footprint. And so, this tool helps you do that, right? Because you do have access to people turning 65 in other states. And then this isn't listed on here, but from what I've learned from talking with agents, the number one way that agents, turn this data into leads is by referrals. So what would happen is if you're talking with a client, you would pull this map up with them there, which you can do, and you can say, Miss Jones, this is us. I see, your neighbor down the street is turning 65. Do you know, Sue Lou? And she'll be like, oh yeah, I know Sue. I didn't know she was turning 65 too. And then you would say, well, here's some business cards, or here's a form, or here's, however you want to communicate that. Every agent's pretty different in how they gather referrals, but give them that information and say, okay, well, tell Sulu to call me. Okay, here's what you need to give her, tell her to call me, and let her know how I helped you. Let her know I can help her just like I helped you. And that is how I know some agents have gotten a lot of referrals from the data. And it's just a great way, too, for you to see where people are. I mean, you might pull up your neighborhood and you might not realize that the person down the street is turning 65. And so, this is just a really great way for you to get that big picture of where everyone is turning 65 around you, and ask for, those referrals to have people introduce them to you. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense, everyone? I mean, I feel like sometimes I get twisted in saying that, but you definitely can use that data to see, maybe you already know them, right? They could be your aunt or uncle and you didn't realize this was the year they're turning 65. I have heard that. Like, I have shown this tool to people and they were like, I had no idea that they were turning 65. And it's like, well, they are, and they already know them. And it makes me so happy to know that this tool does, help agents, find people turning 65. And when we're talking turning 65 too, this is, well, I'll just say Robert and I have been talking to a lot of agents this week, and we've been talking about cross-selling a lot. And turning 65, people really need all of the coverage, right? They don't just need the basic health plan. This is the data, this is the possible leads for you to do all of the products, right? You need to help create that full package of protection. You need to help cover all of their out-of-pocket costs. So don't just think this and think, oh, they're turning 65, they need Medicare. No, they're turning 65, they need everything. They need the dental, the life, the cancer, the heart, maybe the accident, maybe the annuity, maybe, all of the things. Just don't put this data in just one box. You can use this data for all the products, okay? Jeff said I need the link sent out to me. Yes, Jeff. Okay, we will get that link sent out to you. So now we're going to kind of talk about accessing it, which I might have jumped ahead because it does talk about it in here. So like I said, when you first access it, it will ask you to allow your data or allow your location. You do have to allow to access because that's how it works. And then again, these little red dots are folks turning 65. You just click on the red dot and then it shows you the rates. And then this is also, which I do have it pulled up here, but I am not going to pull up well, I guess I can maybe pull up the locator on here, but I'm not going to click on anyone's name. I don't want to be sharing anybody's data. But, oh, yeah, I won't be able to on this tool. So at least you got to see the screenshot of what it looks like. But this is also where you can run Medicare supplement quotes, final expense quotes, hospital indemnity quotes, and dental quotes. I know that's a little small. Maybe I can make it a little bigger. And when you're running quotes on this tool, you just need to think of it as a quick quote. Okay. This is a generic quote. It's just going to show you the logo and the rate. But what's really cool about this is it will also show you the underwriting guidelines. I want to ask anyone, if you have been using this data, did you know that it shows you underwriting guidelines? I'd like to know, like, did you know that? Or did you not know that it did underwriting guidelines? So I will say this is a really great resource to start those quotes. But if you're wanting like the most accurate quote, like you want to apply discounts, you want to choose effective dates, you need to see rate increase history, I still recommend that you use Integrity Connect for your Medicare supplement quotes in detail. Okay, this is just a really quick way to see what's available, what they might qualify for, and any sort of underwriting guidelines. Rob didn't know that. Okay, well, now you know. And maybe I can show that. Let me see if I can at least show you the rates. And I can kind of let you peep that. But this tool is really a really great resource. I don't know if it's going to let me do the tools, the quoting on here too. It's just because I'm on a certain computer. So you'll 100% be able to run these quotes. Just to access the underwriting guidelines, you'll just hit this little arrow on the quote. And then that's where the option will come up for underwriting guidelines. And it'll tell you like the look back periods for health conditions and everything without having to log into the carrier portal, which is great, right? And then there are a few application settings on here. I don't want to get into the weeds too much on this, but you're more than welcome to play around with it. If you go into the application settings, you can change, the months out that they're turning 65. And then whenever you can change the distance. And then there's other settings in there for you. Oh yeah, here we go. It's called the rate quote preferences. So this doesn't have anything to do with the map. Okay, this is just has to do with running a med sup quote. So if you don't want to type in a zip code every time, if you're always quoting in the same zip, you can type in that zip code to do it as the default, okay, for the Medicare supplement rates. So you can choose the defaults for that, so you don't have to pick the state every time. And then again, from the leads contact card, you can click show rates and it'll run a med sup quote for that client without you having to enter in anything. And this is kind of what it looks like. So, oh, she has a picture in here. So here's where that little arrow is where you click more info on the quote. And then this is where you see the underwriting guidelines. And then you can see all of the underwriting information for that carrier. Very, very impressive. All right. Again, you can access this same blog on eldercarebroker.com. And if you want access to this tool, please reach out to us here at Eldercare. Our number is 800-777-9322. Our email is info@eisgroup.net. But the best way to reach us is the phone number. You're always going to get a live person from our team answering the phone to help you. And everyone on our team can help you with this tool. So if I'm on the phone, you have a whole team of people that can help you get access. I'm going to open it up for questions. Thank you, everyone, for attending this training this morning. And then I'm going to open it up for questions. So if any of you, oh, Josh said, thank you, Adrienne. Thank you, Josh. If anyone has questions, accessing, what to do with it, ask them now. I'm happy to answer them. Carl, how can we get a link for this? So we will send you the link, Carl. We will send you the link for you to register your account. And then we can also walk you through how to save it to your home screen on your phone if you need. But it's a private link I'll send you. Tony, you too. Okay, awesome. We will definitely get this to you. And I hope this has inspired you to log in if you have had access and to look at it and get some inspiration on, I think just as an agent logging in and seeing, okay, here is someone, like what do you have the data, what do I need to do? Not really what I need to do. The thought I'm thinking is I need to do something with this data because I have access to it and I need to help them, right? I need to let them know I'm here to help. Um, Keith, I'm part of, which is part of integrity. Okay. Yes, Keith. Yep. If you're in the fam, if you're in the integrity fam, you get the link too, for sure. Elizabeth, thank you for this today. It has been really helpful. I would like to receive the link. Awesome, Elizabeth. It is on its way, I'm sure. Jackie, link two. Elfrida. All right, Heather and Neil, thank you guys so much for getting on. I'm going to make sure you get the link. And then I'm probably going to quiz you too. And I'm going to ask you, all right, what are you going to do with this data now? Okay. Okay. Looks like Tony's going to be doing it for some final expense. I like it. I like it. All right. Looking forward to the link. Awesome. This was awesome. I need more of this. Okay. I hear you. I hear you need more of this. We got you. As we're getting ready for AEP, we do need more of this, right? Use it for final expense too. Yes. And to reach out to my neighbors. Yes. Absolutely. We have some great new final expense carriers out there. They're getting so competitive. I love it. Yes, if you're an agency and you're wanting to recruit agents, this is something you can offer them, right? This is something you can say, I can offer you free Turning 65 data if you work with me, just like we're doing, right? You can do that same thing. We want to help you grow. Great question, Chris. He's asking when Alabama will be updated. So this is a good point, and maybe I should have said this at the beginning, so I apologize. But we update this data based on agent request. So, we're only purchase because we want that data to be as updated and accurate as possible. So we kind of wait for an agent to say, okay, I'm ready, for some more data and then we will order more data. So Chris, now that you've brought up Alabama, and everything is by state, so we do everything by state. So if you're wanting more Alabama or like further out into 2027, we can get that for you, Chris. It's all about communication. Good question, Tony. You cannot export the data from this mobile version into a spreadsheet. Nothing past July now. Okay. Yes. So, Mike, that's a good question. There is a requirement for access in production. So it just kind of depends on your situation. So we do give like a 6-month window, and then the production requirement is 10,000 annual production, and that's premium, and that's annually. But if there's a certain situations that's happened, if you're new, if you're getting back into it, we can always turn it on until you hit that. As soon as you start getting, apps from this data, right? All right. Any more questions? I feel like it's slowing down. Well, thank you again, everyone, for taking the time to learn about this amazing tool that we're so proud of that we built. And we look forward to helping you use it and be successful using it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.